8 years ago, I graduated from one of the largest public universities in the entire country, Penn State. 275 majors were offered. Sales wasn't one of them. Less than 3% of universities offer a sales degree. I graduated from Penn State's business school. Consulting, corporate finance, investment banking. These were the roles, these were the jobs that were glorified by my college. Sales was an afterthought. Actually, afterthought might be too nice of a word here. Sales was more like taboo. I remember one day after one of my finance classes, class is over, I'm walking out the door, my professor stops me and asks, "Hey Matt, have you figured out what you're gonna do after you graduate?" I said, "No, I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I'm gonna get into sales." His response, "I think you will be selling yourself short if you got into sales. You should be looking at jobs at Deloitte or PwC." Well, I did not do that. I got into sales and I actually make more money than a director at a big four consulting firm working 40 hours a week versus working their 80. It worked out for me. I know it's going to work out for you too. This is my guide for a college student to break into tech sales to make 6 figures within 3 years. My last day at Penn State, it was pretty funny. Me and my twin brother, we took a jar full of coins, quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies to a local bank to exchange those coins for cash, to use that cash to fill up our gas tank to make it home. I'm probably like you. When I was in college, I had no money. I was a broke college student. I had enough money to buy a handle of vodka and a 30 rack of beer on the weekend. That was it. So this strategy is going to cost you $0. Step number 1, learn. Unfortunately, there isn't a sales 101 course you could take because your college doesn't offer it. I'm sure you sat down with a college advisor at some point to help pick your classes. I'm your sales advisor. Books. Normally, guys, I wouldn't recommend, especially if you have no experience, reading sales books because without context, it's going to be hard to understand what these books are talking about. But you need to understand the lingo and language of sales a bit in order to get job interviews and job offers. 2 books I would recommend. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling and New Sales Simplified by Mike Weinberg. These are 2 of my favorite books, especially if you have no experience. They're super easy reads. You could read these in 1 to 2 days tops, and they cover everything in sales, all the fundamentals from prospecting to closing and everything in between. Podcasts and YouTube channels. When you're walking to class, I don't know about you guys, but Penn State's campus was so big, I would have like 20 minutes in between classes. Turn on a sales podcast or listen to a sales YouTube video. The one that I recommend the most podcast-wise is 30 Minutes to President's Club. A lot of the guests are SDRs, sales development reps. That's the role you would get once you graduate and break in tech sales. And a lot of the episodes are focused on just that, tips and tactics to break into tech sales for college students. So check out that podcast. Another YouTube channel you guys should check out is Tech Sales with Higher Levels. I had to look down and make sure I got the name right because the name of the YouTube channel just changed from Tech Sales Eric to Tech Sales with Higher Levels. Eric, like me, is an account executive in tech sales. I think he's been in the industry the last 3 to 5 years. He's a top performer and his channel is 100% focused on tech sales and helping folks like you break into tech sales. So in that stupid college gen ed you have to take, whatever what is for you, whatever it is. Psychology is actually good. So if you're taking that, that's good for sales. But for me, it was astronomy. I don't give a shit about that. Sit in the back of the class, turn on a YouTube channel, listen to a sales podcast. That's where you do the real learning. Step number 2, create a LinkedIn profile. I didn't create a LinkedIn profile until a few months before graduation. That's a big mistake I made. If you do not have a LinkedIn profile, create one today because you need it to break into tech sales. Your LinkedIn profile checklist, a professional headshot. Professional, not a cropped photo from your high school prom, not a photo from your high school graduation. A professional headshot in professional attire. iPhones can take these today. An eye-catching headline. Outside of your name and your professional headshot, the headline is the next thing someone's going to see of yours on LinkedIn. Here are 2 examples of what my headline should have been when I was in college. Looking for a future SDR top performer? I could be your guy with the sunglass face emoji. Read this profile. I'm a soon-to-be Penn State grad looking for an SDR role within cybersecurity. Your headline, guys, should be as descriptive as possible and add in emojis because emojis stand out. An about section that answers 2 questions. Why does this person want to work in sales? What drives them? Why should I want to interview them and hire them? What skills do you have that translate to being an SDR? I would tell a story here, as storytelling is a valuable sales skill. So for example, for me, I might tell a story of the time my dad told me when I was 12 years old, he thought I would be great at sales. And I'll talk about that story in a future video because it's a pretty good one. And then I might add in how my dad's success in sales motivates me because I had a great life along with my twin brother and sister, and I want to make sure my future children have as great of a life, or if not a better life, than I had, and I know sales can get me there. So if you can answer those two questions with the story, your profile is looking good. Step number 3, use RepView to build out your target list. RepView is Indeed and Glassdoor for salespeople. It gives you, the salesperson, the job candidate, visibility into key data to see if a company is a good company to sell. For me, a good company to sell for looks like this. The base salary is the median base salary range or above for the position. For you watching this video, the median base salary for an SDR in tech is $55,000. Same case for the median OTE, on target earnings. For SDRs, it is $80,000. Most importantly, the percent to quota needs to be at least 50%. At least 50% of the SDRs need to be hitting their number. With that in mind, you can also niche down by company size. Do you want to work for a large enterprise company or a small startup? There's pluses and minuses to both. What industry interests you that you want to sell into? MarTech, FinTech, cybersecurity. There's so much out there. Come up with 20 companies that fit those parameters. That's your target list. Step number 4, prospecting. This is the meat and potatoes of the strategy. An SDR, a sales development rep's role, is to prospect, is to set qualified meetings with potential buyers. By prospecting for interviews, you're already demonstrating to folks in HR, to a hiring manager, to a VP of sales, that you have the skills needed to be successful. Send connection requests to SDRs, account executives, and sales leaders at your target companies. Blank connection requests have the highest conversion rate to a connect. See if there are any alums at your target accounts. Connect with them. While you're at it, search and connect with all SDRs, AEs, and sales leaders who are alums, regardless if it's at a target account or not. When you connect with these folks, send a LinkedIn video message or voice note saying this. Hey, Amanda, reason for the LinkedIn video message. Firstly, thank you so much for connecting with me on LinkedIn. I appreciate it. But I noticed you are an SDR at Samsara, and also noticed a couple years ago you graduated from Penn State. I'm a soon-to-be Penn State grad. Unfortunately, I only have a couple more months left up in State College. And after graduation, I'm looking to break into tech sales. Samsara looks like an awesome company. I was on RepView and had great scores. Are you open to connecting for 15 to 20 minutes? I want to learn from someone like you how you broke into tech sales, what you like about your job, what it takes to be successful. Regardless, Amanda, I really appreciate you connecting with me on LinkedIn. We are. Salespeople love helping other salespeople out, especially somebody who is graduating from their college. When you set up these 15 to 30-minute meetings with these people, ask them questions about their role. What do they like about the job? What does it take to be successful? Most importantly, what did they do to break into tech sales? All of this advice will go a long way. And who knows? Maybe the company, maybe their team is hiring SDRs and they're willing to refer you for an interview. Now, when you connect with sales leaders at your target accounts, send a video message saying this. Hey, Amanda, reason for the video message. I'm currently out in the market looking for a new SDR role at a cybersecurity company, and I came across Samsara on repview.com. Notice that 82% of your SDRs are hitting quota, which is absolutely amazing. The product market fit score was a 4.8 out of 5, which was one of the top scores on RepView. Exceptional. No wonder you folks won Best Places to Work back in July. Are you open to connecting for 15 to 20 minutes to see if I might be a fit to join the team, if there are any opportunities or job openings, of course, in the SDR organization? If not, no worries. Any advice you can give me? I'm trying to break my way into a company like yours and get an SDR role. So any advice you could give me will go a super long way. Regardless, Amanda, thank you so much for connecting with me on LinkedIn. Looking forward to learning from you. Have a great day. If you don't hear back, don't be annoying, but be professionally persistent and follow up. That is a skill to being a successful SDR. At the end of the day, this is sales, and sales is a numbers game. So the more people you connect with, the more people you send voice notes and video messages to, the more conversations you'll get set up. So for me, my numbers in the past look like this. For every 10 video messages I sent to sales leaders, 3 to 4 got back to me. Of those 3 to 4, I set up 1 interview. Also, be active on LinkedIn. Comment on these people's posts. Publish posts yourself. The more these people see your name and face in their LinkedIn feed, the more willing they are to have a conversation with you. Step number 6, interview prep and execution. As you start to get interviews, and you will because you followed the steps laid out in this video, check out this video right here. It's a step-by-step guide on exactly what you need to do to crush your first SDR interview to land an offer and make at least $80,000 your first year. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.